Hello, welcome. Thank you, Caitlin. We've got that list already up and running. Fantastic. Hi, Bart. Welcome. Ange, Caitlin, of course, Kimberly Junius, Kay, Amazing Fruits, and DW. Okay, we've got 3 spots left. Brilliant. The first 10, of course, but don't forget, I'm only doing 2. I normally do 2 cards for those that are new here. There's 2, you get 2 cards. If you want any more information, don't forget the donations do support the channel, do enabling me to come back and do these lives. So don't forget, any donation, any amount really helps. Don't forget, for as little as $1 a month, you get exclusive content on Ko-Fi and a little extra, so don't forget that. From as little as $1 a month, like I said, you can get support. You can get a little extra on my Ko-Fi. Simple. Don't forget to check out the pinned link up above or down in the description box down below. Don't forget, you can check out my blog, my blogs, my Fiverr, the decks that I've created on Make Playing Cards, lots and lots. Okay, so we've got Bart to start with. How's your job going so far? Ooh, cool. Okay, so how's the job going? What do you need to know about? What does Bart need to know? Oh, Bart. First card that flipped out was the Page of Bees. Okay, Page of Bees, because I'm using the Victorian Steampunk, by the way, Steampunk Tarot for Bart. And the first one I've got is Page of Bees. Now, bees are swords and feathers, so swords. So Page of Bees. So you're looking at ideas. I do feel like there's a lot of new ideas and new things that are coming up, and I think that's part of. It does feel like that's you. You've got a lot of ideas, a lot of stuff that needs to be implemented and stuff. It's interesting. Oh, I got 3 of Bees as well. So there could be some challenges. Could be some disappointment in regards to ideas and thoughts. So don't forget, Ange and Caitlin need your questions as well. Okay, Bart. Okay, with Ace of Dragonflies, with Ace of Cups, does talk about that new beginning, that new emotional beginning. So it does feel like there's some challenges. It's about acknowledging your emotions, being able to sort of give freely without expecting anything in return. I do feel like with work, with your job, there are some challenges. You've got some ideas and things that you want to implement, or you've got these ideas, but there are some heartbreak. It's like someone's not really listening to you. And so you've got to sort of acknowledge your emotions in this state. I do feel like you need to look at your emotions. You need different work. Okay, this might be the disappointment. It feels like you've got some ideas or some things that need to be implemented, but you're feeling heartbroken by it. Like there are some challenges to the job. That could be that. Feeling like you need a sense of new beginning in regards to your emotions. So there could be a new goals for you. So maybe it's time with the heartbreak. Maybe it's time for you to start looking elsewhere to get some new emotion, to awaken that emotions within you. The happy emotions, the happiness, the goals, and what you want, the sense of new beginnings. But up to you. But there's definitely some challenges with your work at the moment. So maybe it's time to start looking. You're welcome, Ange. Okay, what do you need to know when approaching P? Ooh, okay. Interesting. What do you need to know when approaching P? Let's do Tarot of the Divine for Ange. Ooh, interesting, Caitlin. Okay. Right, what do I need to know when approaching P? What does Ange need to... Oh! Card flew out. Oh, transformations, transitions, a sense of things ending. I think closure is important here. I think you get the sense of transformations are actually needed. There are some changes and things. Let's have a look here. 9 of Wands. Now, that's interesting because I get a feeling of you actually getting a sense, when I'm talking about this, I'm getting a sense of walking away from the situation, needing to find a way to survive. I don't think it's going to be quite the way you expect it to do. I think you need to know that things are not going to be quite the way you expect them to be. It might be a chance for you to actually survive in walking away, a sense of I get the word sort of like crooked view, like you're not quite seeing the bigger picture about the whole thing. I think there's a lot of changes that need to take place, Ange. Okay, I'm back. No, it's my internet. My internet disconnects. I don't know what's going on with my server at the moment with the IPS, whatever it's called. Right. Okay, so we're back. Right. Hey, I'm back. Yes. Okay, so Ange, what's going on here? I think it's not quite what you expect. Now, while I was waiting for things to reconnect again, I shuffled and the Tower card flew out. So it's time for you to rebuild new. This is something you're going to learn from. Yes, something. It really gives you the chance to have a sense of enlightenment, a sense of understanding. It's sort of like time to stand on your own solid Okay, I'm back. Hopefully everybody's still here, or hopefully it hasn't disconnected in any way or anything. So, hopefully I'm back. So, what was I up to? Ange. Sorry, my IPS completely disconnected. I don't know why, but anyway, ISP, whatever it's called. So, Ange, yes. Definitely feel like it's time to sort of move on. Okay, it's definitely time to have some faith in yourself. I think it's time to sort of focus on your own journey. Okay. Right. Back to, yeah, major winter, major, no, I think I've got your question, Caitlin, here. Okay, so what do you need to do? Okay, for you, I'm going to do the elemental power. Okay, so what should you do? What are the chances of repairing the relationship, or should she walk away? Tell what is going to do with regard to this situation. Okay. Yes, Ange. Okay. I think it's about nurturing yourself, Caitlin. It's about taking care of you. It is about finding your own balance here. So heartbroken for sure. So I'm sort of finding out whether you should repair or walk away. Oops, that's me being clumsy. I get a feeling it's about you taking care of you. I know you're heartbroken about what happened in that. Stress and worry. So I really think it's about you taking care of, I think it's about walking away from the situation, letting things go. I get that sense of just sort of taking care of you. I know you're heartbroken and things are challenging, but it's about trying to find a sense of balance in the situation. And with the Knight of water, it is that sense of sort of moving forward with your own emotions. I think it's sort of time to sort of just take care of you, not worry about anyone else. Maybe it's a sense of just giving them some space. And, you know, if they're friends, they'll come to you. Which I get that with the Knight of Cups. I do feel like someone's coming towards you. So I think if it's a sense of giving them some space. And I get someone coming towards you. Right. We've got next on the list. Okay, Kimberly. Okay. Right, so right. Okay. Very, very careful question here, Kimberly, because what you're doing is you're going into somebody else's mind, somebody else's thoughts and ideas. It's not what do you need to know about the situation, the connection, the sense of be very careful on how you word this, because when you're saying, does someone miss you, you're sort of going into that thought of, you're going into their thoughts, their ideas. You're going into that third party. You're going into their ideas. And it's not very, you're intruding. Put it that way. You're intruding. Okay, so Kimberly, so let's have a look at this question here. Okay, you've asked, does Marshall miss me? So you're going into somebody else's thoughts and ideas. So what do you need to know about this situation? So how can we word this better? That's what's hidden about the situation. What do you need to know about the connection with Marshall? Let's put it this way. What do you need to know about the situation with Marshall? And I'm going to use the Angel Tarot by Travis McHenry. So what do you need to know? Let's have a look, Kimberly. Let's word this a little differently than what you've had. You've asked about, does Marshall? Well, what you've done is you've intruded into his thoughts, his ideas. So what do I need to know? Yeah, what do you need to know about the connection with Marshall? What's going on here? So what does Kimberly need to know about the situation with Marshall? Oh, straight away, we have Five of Cups. So Five of Cups is not worrying about spilt milk. There's some things in life you cannot control. Straight away. It's like it doesn't, there's some things in life you cannot control, and you cannot control how Marshall is feeling about you. Okay, so what's your focus? What is your focus at this time? Are you focusing on the things that you can do for yourself, the things that you can take care of emotionally for yourself? Or are you too busy wrapped up in someone who may or may not care about you? Okay, so what can Kimberly do about the situation? Okay. Okay, we get the Two of Pentacles. I feel like you're being pulled in different directions in a way. You're trying to juggle. You've got to find a sense of balance in your well-being. So it's time to take care of yourself. So I get the sense that Marshall's too busy to be thinking about you personally. It's time for you to sort of get on with your life. Time to start taking care of yourself. It's time to find a balance in your well-being. Time to stop feeling like you're juggling these emotions, these things that are going on within you, this physical feelings that's going on within you. It's time to sort of find a sense of balance. Time to look at the things that you can do instead of the things that you cannot. Okay, Kimberly? So it's basically like, no, I do feel I had the sense of no. And the reason why I say that is because of the Five of Cups, where there's things in life that you cannot control. So I think it's time to sort of take care of yourself. I think there's still a lot of healing that you need to do. Yeah, I think there's a lot of healing when you're looking at the Two of Pentacles, when you're talking about your well-being, about finding a balance. I think there's a lot of yeah. So I think there's nothing that you can do about it. Whether he misses you or not is not really the thing. You've got to focus on yourself. So I think it's really basically saying you cannot control whether he misses you or not. So it's time to just get on with your own healing or whatever else you need to do. So it's really about focusing on your own self. So it's basically saying there's nothing you can do about it. Whether he misses you or not doesn't really matter, because you've got to focus on yourself anyway. Right, next on the list was K. Oh, okay. So I had an interview and received a job offer. Mum also got a letter about something in the mail, and I feel something. So what's next for you? Oh, okay. What's next for you? Let me just put some of these decks away. I've got into a bit of a pickle here with space. Right, okay. So I need a question from Amazing Fruits for me next. Let me just put these. Problem is, when you live in a tiny space, everything gets... Okay, let's put these away. Okay, what's next for you? Okay, I've got the Gilded Tarot I just picked up. So let's have a look at that. What's next? Whoa. Oh, 3 cards flew out in this one. Right, the first thing, it's interesting. We got 2 of Pentacles, but I got it reversed. Then I've got Ace of Pentacles, and I've got 8 of Swords. So I get that sense of not limiting yourself, opening up to your own potential for you. It's really about opening yourself up. You're limitless. Anything's absolutely possible. It's just about remembering to look at what you're juggling in life. I think I get that sense of, with the reversed here, just to look a little deeper at what you're juggling in your journey. I think it's very important to look at what your potential is, what you're capable of, and don't limit yourself to what's next. Anything is absolutely possible. It's just about your own beliefs, your own faith in yourself, that sense of your ideas, your thoughts and plans. So it's really about not limiting yourself. Don't put on the blinders. Open yourself up to anything is absolutely possible. Yeah, it's all about your own potential, belief in yourself. So yeah, change and things like that come from you not being limited. Don't limit yourself. Super important here. Ooh, okay, what do you need to know in regard to receiving a video editing job from the company Mind Valley? Okay, so let's have a look. Tarot de Créative. This wind is just awful today. It's not helped my internet. For sure. Okay, so what do you need to know in regards to receiving a video editing job offer from the company Mind Valley? Whoa, that just flew out. Amazing Fruit. So the first card we get here is 8 of Batons. 8 of Batons is all about that sense of moving forward. I think it's going to be quite intense. I think there's a lot of possibility for moving forward on the job. I think there's a lot of movement, a lot of stuff going on. I think it's going to be quite intense as you move forward through this think there's a lot of passion, creative energy. I think there's a lot of stuff happening here. Oops. Okay. Okay, we've got King of Batons, or King of Wands. So you've got that sense of opportunities. I do feel like it's lots of adventures, a lot of stuff going on. There is and you actually got 10 of coins as well, which tells us it's wealth and abundance. So it feels very positive. It does feel like it's a job that has a lot of potential for you to move forward, have a lot of giving you opportunities. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Caitlin. Okay, so I think it's really important to have this thought as though there's a lot of stuff going on here. Okay, so that's really important here, Amazing Fruits, is to have that knowing that there's going to be something with a lot of potential. I think there's a lot of movement, a lot of wealth. It does feel like it's a good job. Very positive energy. Okay, so Top Flight. Wow, thank you, Top Flight. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Let me have a little bit of a look-see here. Yep. Don't you disconnect on me. Okay. Right, okay. So, Top Flight. Just need your question. Just need your top flight. Just need your question. Yes, there's a positive outlook for getting the offer, Amazing Fruits. At this stage, with the energy and things that are going on for you, does feel very positive energy. Okay, so let me see if I can reword this question. So I'm just waiting for Top Flight's question. And DW, Jolia, I'll have a look at your question and see how I can change it so it's about you. So DW, you're saying, are you going to move soon? So you've asked. Yeah. Jolia, what we do is we don't look at what you're doing is you're going into his thoughts. You're going into their thoughts, their motives, their brain. That's called a third party. So you want to talk about what do I need to know about the situation is the question. I'll change it if you're having trouble with that. But yeah. So DW, are we moving forward? Oh, that's all right. Top Flight, just need your question. I'm just going to do DW's, are you going to move soon? Yeah, there's definitely a shift going on for you. There's definitely a shift. You're definitely moving ahead. You're moving soon. But it's time to also get some more information. It's time for you to make sure that you have all the information soon. So there's this desire for you to move forward. This is time for you to make some shifts going on. But you do need to get more information. Okay, so you do need to make sure that you've got all the information you need to be able to move forward with confidence. But there's definitely some movement. There's definitely some stuff going on here in some way. It does feel like you need to move. Yeah, I'm just waiting. Oh, cool. You've done that. So how is the relationship between T and Stephanie? Right, top flight. Stephanie, right. Okay, so we want to dive into this, and I'm actually going to use the occult tarot for some reason and the fallen angels. I know how to do this one with top flight. And then I'll do Jolia's question. I'll work it out how to do this so that it's something that you need to know. What do you need to know about the connection? What do you need to know about the relationship? Yeah. I know what that's about. Okay, so what do we need to know? So what does top flight need to know about the relationship with Stephanie? So how's the relationship? What's going on here? Oh, it's not about you? Oh. You're going into it's all right. I can work this one out. Okay, so what does top flight need to know? Oh, cards flew out when I said that. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. Some things that you need to know about the situation. Ugh. Okay, you need to look at some options. You need to look at some different things from a different angle, different perspective. You've got to decide what you want to bring into the situation. It's what do you need to know? So it's a very limited relationship. Okay, so we're looking at what you need to know about the situation, about the relationship between T and Stephanie. Okay, what do you need to know? You need to know that it's a balanced... I get a sense of the balanced relationship, a sense of balanced well-being of the relationship. You need to know that it's balanced in some way. There are some things being juggled around in the relationship. You need to know that they're bringing in what they want into their relationship. So it's time for you to look at things from a different perspective, time to maybe look at things in a different way. Yeah. So it's what do you need to know about the relationship? You need to know that they are in their does feel like they're juggling. I just get that sense of trying to find a sense of balance in their relationship. They are trying to find a sense of balance. The things are juggling around, trying to juggle things around, about trying to bring in what they want into their relationship. That's what they're doing. That's what you need to know, is that they're bringing what they want into their relationship, or they're trying to harvest what they want. So I get that sense of you're needing to, I feel like you're hanging around. Okay, so what do you need to know? I do feel like you're just hanging around waiting. So maybe it's time to sort of cut yourself free for a moment. Got 8 of Swords, which talks about being limited. So I feel like you're limiting your possibilities. So let's have a look and see what they're saying. So basically, I do feel like they're just trying to get on with their life, trying to get on with things. Maybe they're like giving it another go. There are some things juggling around, trying to bring what they want in their life. Maybe looking at things from a different perspective, a different angle. Limited. I feel very trapped. So what does top flight need to know? Okay, you need to know about your inner strength. I do feel like you need to have some inner strength, quiet strength about it. And maybe move on to some adventure. It's interesting, some adventures coming up. So I'm getting the sense of they're dealing with their own struggles. They've got their own challenges in their relationship, right? That they're dealing with, and they've got to decide what they want to do with it. And so for you, it's about being able to not necessarily just hang around and wait. It's about moving forward on your journey with adventures. I think they've got to deal with their own relationship. And that's what you need to know. You're sort of like, you need to let them deal with things on their own, whatever they decide to do, whatever Stephanie decides to do. I just get a lot of I get a sense of being trapped, being caged, a sense of being restricted. So there is a restriction within the relationship, but you've got to let them deal with it for themselves. And so it's really about you just taking some time out for you. I get this sense of just using your own strength to sort of just keep going, wait, to be patient. I just feel like they're just dealing with their own stuff, and they've got to deal with it. They've got to make their own decisions, their own choices. So the Two of Pentacles has got so many layers to it. I just feel like there's so much stuff going on here with the relationship. So you've got to know that they've got to deal with it. Whatever they've got to do with their relationship, they've got to deal with it on their own. They've got to make some decisions. Definitely feels like there's some juggling going on. I'm getting so many layers to this. There's that being pulled in different directions sort of energy, that sense of juggling, that sense of wanting to make it work but not making it work, a sense of stuff they've got to deal with themselves. There's a lack of communication. I definitely feel as though there's a lack of communication in this thing, and that's why I get this restrictions here with the Eight of Swords. Is that restricted, feeling very restricted here. I think there's a lot of underlying stuff that needs to be dealt with, and that's stuff that they have to do on their own. That's nothing that you can do. So I think it's about your own inner strength, is just about doing your own adventures. That home with the boon here, it really is about that sense of just living life. Okay, top flight. I think there's a lot of stuff that just needs to be dealt with here, and I think they've got to communicate. And I think they've got a lack of communication in their relationship, and that you've just got to sort of take a step back and let them be. And I think that's where that quiet strength comes in, is that strength to actually step back and just they've got to communicate within themselves. But I do feel like they have a lack of communication. I just don't feel like they're communicating. And there's nothing you can do about that. Something they've got to deal with on their own. But I do feel that you could be there as support. But, I think there's a lot of layers to that, top flight. I think there's a lot of layers to the relationship that needs to be dealt with. And there's not a lot you can do with it until they communicate and they decide what they want to do. So hopefully that helps. Okay, Julia, is what do you need to know about Jay? Okay, gotcha. Right. You're welcome, DW. Okay, Julia. So your question was, let's have a look at this. Let's see how what do you need to know? Okay, what do you need to know about the situation? What's the connection? What's going on? You are in a long distance relationship, but he's been ghosting you. So you're in a long-term relationship. He has been ghosting you. What's actually going on? What do you actually need to know about the situation? Now, there could be some personal stuff going on with him, with the relationship. So let's have a look at. Let's have a look here. Oh. Okay, so what do you need to know about the situation, Julia? Let's have a look. Oh, shoot, I've just bent a card. That was really clever. Right. What does Julia need to know about the situation with what's going on? Okay, Julia, let's have a look. What do you need to know about the situation with why he, what do you need to know about why he ghosted you? What's going on here? What's going on? What do you need to know? Well, okay. Okay, so I do feel like he's in a state of isolation. Like he's got a lot of stuff going on. He just needs a bit of quiet time. It's interesting that we get the 4 of Cups and we get the 8 of Cups. So you get that sense of like he's trying to create a sense of stability in his emotional life. He's feeling very unstable at the moment. He does feel like he's walking away from stuff. He's got a lot of stuff going on, and he's trying to walk into something better for himself. So I do feel like he's got a lot of stuff going on, and he's sort of feeling very isolated within himself. And so I think you need to know that he's got a lot of stuff going on in his life emotionally. I do feel like there's a lot of emotional stuff. And so he's a person that when he's feeling very emotional, that he needs to be alone. He needs to deal with it on his own. So you've got to give him some space, Jolia. He's got some stuff that he's dealing with. You need to give him some space is what I'm getting here with that walking away sort of thing. Is if you keep pushing him, it's going to make it worse. He's going to resist. He needs his isolation. He needs to walk away from the chaos of the world. So you need to give him a chance to deal with whatever he's dealing with emotionally. He's got a lot of emotional stuff that he needs to deal with. And that's what you need to know. You need to give him some space. You need to let him go. You just need to get on and live your life. Okay, Julia, it's time for you just to give him some space. Yes, might be in a long distance relationship, but he's I think you just got to give him some space. There is no yes or no, will you see him in 2 weeks? I think you just need to give him some space. He needs the isolation. Don't keep pushing. He just needs to have that time to deal with whatever he's dealing with emotionally in his life. So I do get a sense of walking away. I think it's time to sort of live your life for you. But yeah, he's got a lot of stuff going on in his own life. You need to know that, and you just need to give him some space. Give him some time. Sometimes it's best just to give people spaces. Give people space and just give them a chance to sort of heal or do whatever they need to do for them. Okay, so next question is Denise. Are we just about done, are we, Caitlin? Okay, so what impression did I make on the Sky West recruiters? Oh, with your interview. Okay, you had a job interview. What deck? Sorry, I'm just looking at what deck am I going to pull out for you. Let's do the Field Tarot. Okay, what impression? What did the Sky? What do you need? What does Denise need to know about the interview today with Sky West recruiters? Whoa. Okay. So what flew out was Princess of Cups with dreams. So it felt very positive. It says that you got that sensitive, you got that dream, you've got the potential, emotional potential. Interesting. They think of you as someone who's got some ideas, some analyzing, some good thought. You're someone who thinks quite deeply about stuff. You're someone with some good ideas, some good plans, some good strategies, a sense of, I think there's good thinking, analyzing situations. So I think they feel as though you're somebody who could be quite, you've got some good goals, you've got some dreams to the situation. So I think you made a good impression. Put it that way. I do think that you made a good impression on them. Oh, okay. Thanks. Has Ariana typed in a question? Okay, so I think you made a really good impression on them. You're someone who's got some good ideas. You've got your good energy. So I think you made some good impression. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that you will or you won't get the job, but just know that you made a good impression on them. So now they've just got to do some thinking about what's next. You did make a good impression. Okay, so we're waiting for Ariana's question. So we've got some questions for Ariana and Dazzling Empress Ari. So who's got a question? So who hasn't typed in their questions? Oh, I see Dazzling just said, hey, hi. So who's still in chat? I know it hasn't helped with me flicking off and on. So who's still here and hasn't had a reading? With Dazzling and Ariana. Oh, Dazzling Aries. Oh, is Ariana. Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, just need a question. Dazzling Aries. Sorry, I'm like away with the fairies. Okay. I think that's what happens with this weather. So I think with me disconnecting, it makes it a little bit hard. So I'm not sure who's still here. Let me throw in. Throw in the Palo Santo. Take a nice deep breath. I think it's time to breathe. How do when this happens? Oh, okay, no worries. Okay. Okay. So I think that's it. So anybody else in chat? Nobody? Okay, I'll just hang around for a minute. Just like the incense. Right, I'm going to throw in a collective. Okay, if there's nobody here, let me just throw in. Collective reading. Let's do the what cards are we going to reflect on as a collective? Okay. Justice, equilibrium. Equilibrium. Remember, there's actions with all consequences taken. Seems to be quite a... And with the moon, I get that sense of facing our fears as we move through into new things. So I get that sense of trying to find a sense of equilibrium as we look at our consequences of any actions that we've taken in our life, and enabling us to sort of face our fears as we move forward on our journey, as we move forward into a new cycle, a new stage of our journey, with a sense of gratitude, contentment, satisfaction, having that sense of knowing that our wishes are fulfilled. We're getting being grateful for where we are with the challenges, with that. I think it's about releasing the sense of anxiety, stress going on. So it's just taking a moment to breathe. Okay, so that's the collective reading. Okay, so Justice, the Moon, and 9 of Cups. Wish fulfilled. even with dealing with the unknown. Trying to find a sense of balance out of the unknown. Okay. So that's it from me. Looks like that's it from everybody. And I know it's been a bit stressful with the internet, with the disconnections and things like that. Can't help it with the server. So that's it from now. Thanks, Caitlin. Thank you, everybody who's still here. Okay.